Welcome to the Procurement Signal, the show that tunes into the future of procurement. In every episode, we dive straight into how modern teams are transforming supplier relationships, elevating vendor management, tackling supplier risk, and driving real sustainability impact. If you're ready to rewire procurement from a back-office function to a strategic powerhouse, you're in the right place. This is your signal. Amplify what procurement can be.
Hey there, and welcome to the Procurement Signal. In many procurement teams, there's a habit of sourcing, signing, and handing over. The business comes to us for a sourcing need. We find potential vendors, run an RFP, select one, negotiate a great price, sign the contract, and then we hand it over to the business and say, good luck, this one's all yours. Now, this may be an exaggeration, but honestly, is procurement's involvement post-contract the same as pre-contract? Here's the reality. The value of a contract doesn't exist when you sign it. It only exists when the supplier actually starts performing. So today, we're talking about why governance is the missing piece of supplier success. Oh wait, I hear you say, but we handed it over to the business. Well, that's like saying, in soccer, a goalkeeper just saves the goal and now leaves the goalpost to the midfielder. The business requester is interested in the service or the product the supplier is offering. Their role is not in measuring performance, managing risks, or ensuring compliance obligations are met, and definitely not in understanding the total cost of ownership with the supplier. For instance, we might be getting a great licensing deal, but the implementation of the service could be very painful, which requires additional effort, time from the business to deliver the outcome. If you don't have a governance structure in place, you face value leakage. Even if you negotiated a 10% discount, but the supplier is overcharging on out-of-scope work because no one is checking the fine print. Unmanaged risk. A sub-tier supplier fails an audit, but because procurement isn't owning the relationship, the notification doesn't reach the right internal team until the supply chain breaks. And the AI threat. Let's be blunt, AI is getting very good at sourcing and automated bidding. If your only value is finding a cheaper vendor, you are replaceable. Your real value is in managing the complexity of the human and operational relationship. So let's agree that governance is essential. But who actually does it? It shouldn't just be everybody's job, because then it's no one's job. Here's how you should break down the roles. Category managers. Now these guys own the big picture. They ensure the supplier's long-term roadmap aligns with the company's long-term plan. Contract managers. They are the guardians of the contract. They track KPIs, manage renewals, and ensure the vendor isn't deviating from the agreed upon terms and conditions. Supplier relationship managers or vendor managers. They own the vibe and the velocity. They meet with the vendor regularly to solve bottlenecks and find ways to get more value than what was in the original contract. And finally, risk, sustainability, and governance managers. A much lesser known role in procurement. They monitor red flags, they handle the background checks, financial stability scores, and sustainability compliance across the entire vendor base. More importantly, they incorporate a process to manage risk. So that is not just when risk is identified, but who owns the risk and who controls the mitigation. So remember, if your procurement team is currently just a sourcing engine, you're leaving your organization vulnerable. The gap between signing and performing is where most companies lose their competitive edge. Stop handing it over to the business. If the supplier fails, the business fails, and procurement fails with it. Take ownership of the lifecycle. Be the bridge, not just the gatekeeper. And that's all for today's episode. Let me know if this was helpful in the comments, and I'll see you next time.
If you enjoyed today's episode, share it with a colleague or, even better, your leader. They'll thank you later. And that's what the Procurement Signal is here to do. Amplify the real value of procurement and help teams everywhere step into their strategic power. Please subscribe, share it with your team, and join us next time on another transformative procurement topic. Visit www.procurementsignal.com for more info. Stay curious and keep tuning into the signal.